When I first started in 1980, we had actually no formal curriculum. There was no training program for educators. We were experiencing about 100% turnover every 3 to 6 months in employees. We were only seeing a family once a month. We were having a huge dropout rate from people. When one of our county extension educators did her master's degree, she found that the peak interest in the program was between 3 and 6 months. So we decided to start meeting people on a weekly basis rather than a monthly basis. So the EFNEP team started developing lesson plans, standardized lesson plans, and that's when things started developing very quickly, and we started seeing graduates of the program. We started seeing impacts happen. I'm happy to tell you that when I retired in 2005, we had no turnover. We had about a 90% graduation rate and huge impacts documented of the graduates of the program. It's just amazing how things happen in life, but my neighbor across the alley was a professional consultant who went around to big corporations like IBM and some of the others that are involved in sales, and he went around and taught sales techniques to these big corporations. And I said, well, you know, I've really thought a lot about how recruiting low-income families plays right into actually selling. Although you're not selling something for money, you're selling a product, trying to get people to buy in and attend classes. And so he and I worked together to develop a recruiting workshop that, since I've retired, I've gone around and delivered this in several states in the nation, called Creating Meaningful Conversations, a recruiting workshop for nutrition educators. Actually, in one of my sessions, I had someone walk up to me afterwards and she said, "Where were you 5 years ago when I started this?" And so I had a big joke about that. But I think recruiting is a very difficult thing for the program, and so this has been something that has really helped educators, and it has been very well received by the paraprofessionals. I'm even more proud of the program today because of the great successes that they're experiencing. I understand this past year, we're seeing an increase in fruit and vegetable consumption. We're seeing our participants being more physically active. We're seeing a net savings to the graduates, on average, of $75.80 a month. We see a 90% increase in the healthy eating index, showing that people are beginning to move toward a much more healthy lifestyle. I think one of the greatest things that I learned was that my role was to develop my educators. They are so talented and they have so much creativity that when I allowed them to create and be excited about what they do, that's when the program started really getting exciting and really getting fun. We got a call from the WIC office about a family that was really struggling to feed her family all month. By the end of the month, she was going to all of the free food resources, and it was becoming a real chronic problem that she was not able to feed her family, and could we please help her? So at that time, we were seeing families in their homes, and the educator opened her cupboards, and they were full of dried beans and rice. And the lady said, "Well, I tried feeding those to my family, but they were so hard they couldn't eat them." So my educator said, "Well, we can fix that." She taught her how to soak the beans. She taught her how to cook them. I mean, this is a real simple fix. She just didn't know how to prepare these beans. The lady then became known as the Bean Queen in Fremont County, and we received a letter from her thanking us. In the letter, she said, "I just want to thank you. This is the first time in 8 years my family hasn't been hungry at the end of the month." I believe you have to meet the needs of the families, and I think you have to pay attention to the evolution of what the family is needing most at the time. And if you can meet that primary need, you can get some of the other stuff in with it. And when we would ask people what was the one thing they really gained from the program, what was the one benefit they got, and one lady in her comment just said, you know, it wasn't any one thing. It was all the little things that I learned that have really helped me in my life.